Welcome back to FormulaSons. Been a long summer break. It was hard, but we made it.
We went on a bit of a vacation, and for about 4 weeks, I pretended I didn't have severe depression.
Yes, it was a
But
tough time.
there was something that was drawing me back to tears and alcoholism. And so we're back.
Yeah. Well, good news over the break is we're going to see Botas back with Cadillac. So
Which is
that's nice.
beautiful.
And
I
then,
love me some Botas. If
yeah.
you don't like Botas, I don't fucking like you. That's a fact.
Yeah, he well deserving. I'm excited to see him go. And then they brought
Yep.
Checo back also. So we'll see hit some more of him.
Checo, I don't hate Checo by any means. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Like he's better than people give him credit for. Like he's the only second Red Bull driver we've seen since Ricardo who can even remotely keep up with Max. So in my opinion, if I was running Cadillac, I would have picked up a younger driver also along with them. But we'll see. I get what they're doing. They want the experience.
I think they might have. I'm not 100% on this, but I think Mick Schumacher might be the reserve driver for the team.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but
we'll see if that turns into anything. But
he's been the reserve driver for Merck too, though, and they didn't really ever use him. I think that unfortunately for Mick, teams just like to say that they have a Schumacher on their team.
Not the worst thing.
Not the worst, but I don't really see him getting his moment. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that was pretty much the only thing that happened over the summer break.
Yeah.
It was a boring 4 weeks in the world of Formula One. And to be honest, my wet dreams of driving a Formula One car were getting pretty intense over the last few weeks. So I'm glad we're back so I can quench that.
Yeah, we arrived in Zandvoort today. It was pretty eventful. A lot of stuff happened.
Yep.
I will start off with a lot of people were questioning Max's strategy at the start because he had softs on. Obviously, it worked out. I thought it was a good strat because both McLaren cars are faster than that Red Bull, so he needs that start launch to, get him ahead, which he did.
Yep.
So that worked.
Honestly, if you're Max, what other strategy are you going to use?
Right. He said he's like
he's
not fighting for a championship. Really, he's like, so what does he have to lose? Like,
he wants to win at home. Can you blame the guy?
Yeah, he was.
I think. Yes. Yes, but that's just kind of how Max races, and that's just also a testament to his greatness. Is that every race, pretty much, I'm like, is Max gonna fucking crash? Like, how is he pulling this off? And 9 times out of 10, he pulls it off. Is it dangerous most of the time? Sure. But that's what we're here for. And he's at his home race. I would have done exactly the same thing. And in the end, it worked out great for him.
Yeah, worked out real nice.
So, all right, well, let's get into it. Now, I don't know if you remember before our summer break some of the predictions we made for Zandvoort. But I'm pretty sure both of us called Max on the podium. So I just want to say, we're geniuses. And guess what? We're not going to go back and fact check it either.
No.
We're just right, and you guys are going to keep listening, okay? And if we're wrong, we're not.
Yeah.
Okay? But I'm pretty sure we both said Max on the podium.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to fact check us, you can.
I can't remember if I said Lando win or Oscar win. I can't remember. But
I think I had some copium again and thought that we'd get a Ferrari on the podium. But you know what? No, I didn't actually. I would have never said that. That's not something I would say.
I would never do that.
So, nope.
I mean,
anyway, on to the race. What did you think of it?
It was very good. It started off good. Leclerc had a good overtake at the start, like right at the start to get ahead, and I was very hopeful and good. Lando had a really good move going around the outside on lap 9 on Max. He just sent it and kept it going. It was all looking great. And then the shit started happening, and there was crashes. Unfortunately, Lewis lost in the rain, went a little wide. almost made it out of the
Yeah.
turn, that
He
end of the
almost got
wall,
through it.
but
Yeah.
it was very unfortunate. Caused a safety car right after Leclerc had just pitted, so that wasn't very ideal.
Nope.
Um, but yeah,
It's tough to see. It's tough to see because the rain is something that people went into today really thinking like, okay, we can jump the strategy on this. I think Max was even thinking like, I could burn these softs, get in first,
yeah,
get on inters as the rain comes in. But then, as we saw, the kind of ended up being a light piss, nothing major, but enough that Lewis, when he hit that painted edge on the curve,
yeah,
um, it just fucked him up. And you saw him catch it, and I was like, oh, he's gonna get out of it, and then just fucking
yeah,
rip the wall. And right after, you know what? We'll talk about that later.
yeah,
We'll talk about that later. Piastri though continues to show that he has ice in his fucking veins,
yeah.
bro. Like I
He had,
if anyone is mad that he's in the lead of the championship, you're just a hater.
yeah,
He is so
he
clearly
he had to defend 3 safety car starts and a virtual safety car.
uh-huh.
He defended all
Yep.
of those and kept that pole
Yep.
position and won it.
Mhm.
So the race is his easily.
Grand Slam. He had a Grand Slam this weekend.
Yeah, yeah,
You know? Pole, win, fastest lap, led the race for the entire race. Even his race start was beautiful. Closed the door on Lando. And funnily enough, the way that he overtook Lando, oh, he didn't overtake him, but the way that he closed the door on Lando, he didn't fuck him over hard. He still gave him enough room to defend from Max, but Max just did what Max does. There's not really, you know what I mean? Like, so it's really interesting to watch. They're not fucking each other over. It's
right.
not like a Rosberg Hamilton situation where they're like, fuck this guy. Like Oscar's winning clean races. And today for Lando, I'm honestly super impressed with Lando. As somebody who's not, a Lando stan, he was catching like we would have had a race on our
Yeah.
hands.
Unfortunate
You
engine
know?
failure.
Yeah.
Usually they were, they were saying the drivers usually do an engine swap for the next race, Monza. He didn't. His engine ended up crapping out, which is unfortunate because it would have been, I think, only like a 15 or 16 point difference if he finished second, and now it's a 34-point difference.
Yeah.
There's 9 races left, so he's got a shot still, but he has to be aggressive.
Yeah, he's not out of it.
And he's got to be perfect every race now in order to make sure that he can close that.
Which this is kind of the position that Lando put himself into last year, which was there was a real shot at contending. And today is an outlier. There's nothing he could do. Engine failure. It's not something we see a lot in the current F1 generation, but it happens. Happened to hit him today. But he wouldn't be in the position he's in right now had he not made some Lando errors over the first half of the season. You know what I mean? There's plenty of chances for him to be much higher in the points, and
that crash
he's now, when he just rammed into Oscar for no reason, when he tried to go around the outside and just fucking ripped his wing off. Like bottling race starts, just kind of clear mistakes that Oscar doesn't make, and I feel sorry for him today, but like you wouldn't be in this position if you didn't kind of run back the same method that you had last year, which is you put yourself in these tough spots. And I don't want to see you there. I want to see a fight,
Yeah. I know it's like kind of nitpicking, but when you're going for the championship, it has to be perfection. Like if you want, like, there can't be those little mistakes.
And it's tough because Lando has proven that he can drive a perfect weekend.
Yeah.
He's done it before. This season, he's done it multiple times. I don't get it. I like his mentality though. Today, he didn't pull a Lewis and go like, "Oh, I'm the worst driver in the world because I crashed."
Yeah.
Kept his head up. He's like, "Shit happens. Is what it is. My engine blew up. So I do respect that.
Yeah. I will say, congrats to Hadjar. First podium. I believe youngest French driver to do so. And he had a very great
Really?
ride today. Yeah, he qualified fourth and was behind Max the entire race, not an easy thing, and kept it there and was able to pull out the podium. So, good for him. Maybe he'll
I
get
think
demoted to Red Bull.
you read my mind, dude. Honestly, Isaac, if you're listening, which I know you are, all the drivers listen to this.
Don't go.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Don't go anymore. Just honestly start crashing.
Yeah.
Do something
Yeah.
so that they don't put you on that team, and you'll be good. Your career will flourish. I know that they gave you a seat. They said, hey, we want you to join our junior team. One day, maybe you can drive with Max Verstappen. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You're a great driver and a great guy. Don't throw your career away. Please.
The track record in that second seat is horrible.
Another weekend or two like this, and for a fact they're going to put him on that team next year.
Yeah, I mean, if
I think he probably already is.
Yeah, I mean, Yuki's not really performing at all. So
Yuki's not keeping that seat.
There's no way he stays there. And Lawson already had that seat and lost it. He's not getting another shot there.
They're not bringing him back. Lawson would have to be outperforming Hadjar by a good amount in order for him to give him the seat back.
Especially after watching him today, clearly not happen. Like, first off, the Sainz and Lawson crash. They gave Sainz a 10-second penalty, which I didn't understand. I thought that was way too harsh. And two, Lawson wasn't really paying attention that Sainz was like right here, right? I know, like in turns, if you're not like right next to him, they're like, oh, you didn't have it. But like the guy's got mirrors, like you can see that he's there, and he just didn't care and sent it over. Sainz was pretty mad about it and wanted to go talk to the stewards.
Rightly so.
Yeah.
I think Lawson has a track record of irrational, dangerous driving.
Yeah.
So like, can you blame him? In this case, I don't think Carlos should have got the penalty, especially not one that harsh.
Yeah, 10 seconds. But he was even like, every time this guy. He's like, it's this guy every time doing this. So clearly, like, the moving like that, you're not supposed to do that. So I don't understand how I feel like he gets away with it more than he should.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I know we say it's Osama bin Russell, but it's Osama bin Lawson, dude. Literally, and it sounds better, too. Osama bin Lawson sounds better. It fits better.
I mean,
that's true. Like, this season, holy shit, bro. He literally, if he gets you in his sights, you're fucking crashing.
Yeah. It was also a bit of Osama bin Russell today. A lot. Leclerc had a fucking killer move on that turn. Kept it on track. They weren't even looking at the track. They were looking at the collision. And then George
almost track limit.
Almost, but they didn't. They said they weren't looking at the track limit.
I know, but
and George,
Charles, I love him.
Yeah,
he does some dangerous shit.
Yeah, but George didn't give space. Charles was there the whole time.
Okay.
And then
in this case, I agree.
And then after the fact, George on purpose rear ends him and damages his own front wing, which I don't understand. And then
goes on the radio and says, "This guy's fucking being dangerous, guys."
Yeah, it's what? And then he complains that he had to let his teammate through. It's like, well, yeah, you screwed over your own race. You damaged your own car.
Yeah.
How I don't understand that. And then what pissed me off even more was the stewards not being able to come to a decision on that right away. And they're like, oh, we're going to investigate it outside of the race, which I don't want to get into it too quick, but the bullshit of Kimi fucking going in and taking out Leclerc like that, which was fucking crazy. I'm glad he got enough penalties to put him down there like he did. I'll give Kimi a little break because he's 18 first season. I get it. The experience isn't all there with some stuff, but it was...
We're so deep into the season now.
It was way
and
too
this
bad.
Is Kimi, I think, and, correct me if I'm wrong, but the pressure that was mounted on Kimi coming into this season by Toto and by the media as being like the future of F1. They
Yeah.
literally were like, who? They made a documentary about a
Alright.
17-year-old
Yeah.
where they said he is the successor to Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
a
this
lot.
is the next Lewis Hamilton. What do you think that's going to do to a 17, now 18-year-old's mind? Or is he 19 now? Whatever. It doesn't
Somewhere.
matter.
Yeah.
You know, like if people are telling me I'm like the messiah of F1, that would go to my fucking head. And if I'm not performing and I haven't had a re-established contract, him and George right now,
Yeah.
don't even know for sure if they're going to drive for Merck next year. You know,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure both of them will, but it's not guaranteed. And they didn't even announce it on the summer break, which means that they're definitely
They're thinking
not
about
sure.
Yeah.
Yes. If they haven't announced it yet, that means that they are interviewing drivers. That's a fact. So they're driving like, I need to win. I need to score points. I need to beat my teammate. George doesn't want to be beat by this kid. And Kimmy doesn't want to be left in the dust and be put back as a reserve for a year or two, you know?
Yeah.
So they're trying to do shit that they can't handle. George is George. He's gonna do some stupid shit and complain.
Yeah.
But Kimmy, I feel like, is really being pushed, and maybe we're just being too easy on him because he's a rookie. But I feel like the pressure is making him make these mistakes because I do think he's a great driver.
I agree. Yeah. But like the thing with the stewards, now that Leclerc's out, if Leclerc were to get a penalty for that move or something, it can't be applied to that race now because he's out, which would now be applied to the next race. And that's way too harsh
Which
a
would be
penalty.
bullshit.
Because
way too harsh.
It wasn't even that bad of a move or anything. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, just how hard
I would
is it?
hope you would hope that the stewards would say, listen, he lost out on the race. I think he's been penalized enough in his own way. It's not a official penalty, but the man was taken out of the race who scored 0 points.
Yeah.
Why do we need to then add insult to injury? And we'll get into that later because Lewis got double fucked today.
Yeah.
But on a positive note, Lance Stroll, baby. Lance motherfucking Stroll. Crashes in qualifying, crashes in practice, starts bottom of the grid, and finishes ahead of Alonso in the points, dude.
Yeah.
Is he the greatest driver on the grid? Is he the best driver on the grid, dude?
I want to go.
Dude, if I was Alonso, I would be fucking furious.
I mean, he was today. He got so mad at his team because they keep constantly pitting him and then putting him out in traffic. I don't understand. Like, you stop putting the guy out in traffic where he has to then retake all the positions that he just did. It doesn't make sense.
I swear, Aston Martin really just doesn't want to win, score points. Like, I watch their strategy sometimes and quite literally go, like, are you guys trying to self-sabotage?
Yeah.
Are you trying to fuck this up for yourselves? You know?
Yeah. It's a bit ridiculous. Like, at this point, you're Fernando Alonso. He's still performing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't help him out. Like, if he didn't get stuck behind that traffic, he could finish way higher.
Yeah. If this was Fernando Alonso 10 to 15 years ago, he would have left this fucking team already. We've watched Fernando get angry with the team and leave within 2 years. I think that the reality of the situation is Alonso knows that he doesn't have another chance. You know what I mean? Like, this is the last seat that he will have. And I think it's the only reason he's putting up with Aston Martin because this is where he's going to retire at the end of the day. And I also think that he is really hoping to get some sort of ambassador, team principal type role within Aston Martin, which would be smart.
Yeah.
But you got to throw the man a bone here while you have one of the best drivers in the history of the sport on your team.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing here? You know?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. But I mean, good for Lance. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
he somehow stayed in there.
For all the shit that he gets, it's probably a good feeling to have Good
He didn't do
result.
terrible.
Yeah.
He didn't do terrible. And honestly, when he was like incredibly far down, I remember early in the race being like, this man is going to finish fucking 2 laps behind everybody. For him to then end up in the top 10, that's fucking impressive for any driver,
Yeah.
you know? So good for him.
Yeah. But another thing
Overall.
that
Yeah.
made me laugh was it was with George again with the whole thing with Leclerc. Even the commentators go, or Leclerc's like, he can't complain about that one, and the commentators are like, but he will.
He
Like,
will.
so
And
I
he did.
yeah, I just
And
feel like
he
when even the
fucking did.
commentators are saying like, dude, like, come on,
Mm-hmm.
let's have some self realization here and be like,
Yeah.
I'm all for like, hey, you got to say this to try to bring it to the stewards. That way you can get ahead. And,
Mm-hmm.
I understand all that. But there's a point when it happens too much. And there's a point when half of the time or 70% of the time, it's your own fault that these
Yep.
situations are happening. So,
Yeah. We knew it. They knew it. He was gonna. It was a hilarious moment because they said what we were all thinking, which
yeah.
was he's gonna fucking complain about it. But unfortunately, complaining to the stewards is part of
Nothing.
F1.
Yeah. And they also don't care. So,
And they don't.
which
So,
another thing that I have been hoping that they do for so long is get like regulated stewards. Enough of these like volunteer crap.
it's crazy that they're still doing that.
Yeah, because it's clearly an issue. Like they're not coming to decisions fast enough. It's causing issues.
Mm-mm.
They're not making the correct decisions. Like like you need to get like a group like they kind of do in like Premier League and stuff. Like in
Mm-hmm.
Premier League soccer, like you can get demoted as a ref. You'll go down to like, oh, I coach Premier League or ref Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Now
You
I
get
did a bad
relegated.
job. I go to Champions League. Oh, I did bad there.
Yeah.
I go down a level. Like they
Yeah.
need to do that. Like it's clearly an issue and it's getting pretty
Relegation
exhausting.
is a real thing. Do you remember that year that the NFL had the strikes and they had the replacement refs? Do you remember that?
No.
When we were kids?
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, they brought in replacement refs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because there was a huge strike. These refs were just people who volunteered. There was like middle school teachers, bus drivers, sandwich makers, anybody. And you had a season full of people just winging it. You know what I mean? They didn't know what the fuck was going on half the time because their football knowledge was the extent of I sit on my couch and watch football. Maybe they played in high school or whatever, but with Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport, you're doing the same thing. You just have replacement refs, but every week.
Yeah.
You don't even try.
Yeah.
You don't even have, and then the people in place at the FIA that are regular, staples of the FIA are brain dead half the time anyway.
Yeah.
So you have an entire
choices.
regulatory agency that doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. You're ruining a sport because the interpretation of the rules is so loose that week to week the rules aren't consistent.
Yeah.
That's a terrible, terrible way to run one of the largest organizations in all of sports.
Yeah. Especially when every race matters so much.
Yeah.
For the championship and constructor championship, like you can't, it's not like, oh, they can have one bad like call for a race. No,
exactly.
Dude, that changes everything. Like
changes everything. If you start fumbling one race, two races, like the thing that we love about this sport is that every weekend feels like a championship.
Yeah.
I love it. It's what made me fall in love with this sport. But it feels like the stewards and the FIA treat it like it's like a fucking middle school basketball game, dude. Like, people's fucking livelihoods are on the line here. Like, it's the most cutthroat sport. Like, you have the money to pay this and have regular stewards. It doesn't make any sense.
They're always worried about like the BS with the no cursing. You decide what radio messages show up. You bleep them out anyways. These guys are driving 200 miles an hour. They're gonna curse. Like,
yeah. why are you putting so much time and resources towards that?
Yeah, it's
It
like
doesn't
that's what
make
you're
any sense.
focusing on.
That you have way bigger fish to fry,
Yeah.
dude. And to be fair, a lot of us watch this shit to see them say some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of the last sports where the athletes can truly express themselves,
Yeah.
say what they want. It's pay-per-view. UFC is pay-per-view, right?
Mhm.
They can say whatever they want. Formula One, you have to have a subscription that you pay for. It's not on like basic cable television, at least not in the US. So if you're paying a subscription to watch and paying a large sum, F1 TV is not super cheap. We should be allowed to just have an unfiltered message. If you're showing it on live broadcast television, okay, sure. You don't want
Yeah.
kids to hear curse words. Kids aren't paying $200 a fucking year for F1 TV.
Yeah.
You know, it's a ridiculous thing to focus on, and I stand with the drivers always on that.
Yeah.
Always.
Also, you bleep it out and you choose which ones show up. So don't show those messages then. Like I don't like.
Don't give us that shit. It's just another layer of control the FIA wants over the
Yeah.
drivers.
It's nuts.
I agree.
Off topic, but I did see Isaac Hajar, the trophy broke. He was holding it when he was celebrating. The
Yeah.
came off.
Yeah. Honestly, that seems like a poorly put together trophy. But I have to say, the Zandvoort trophy this year is fucking sexy.
Yeah.
That trophy is nice. Super nice. If that's going to be the first trophy you win, I'm glad it's that one. And not like Hulkenberg, who got a trophy made of Legos.
Dude, that was nuts.
That sucks. I would be so mad too. First podium, probably no offense, probably the only one he's going to get from here on out, unless Audi pulls some crazy shit out.
But Audi could have a crazy car. I mean, that's
maybe
that's exciting for next season. We're getting Cadillac.
I agree.
And we're getting Audi. The car
and the regulation changes. Yep.
So
you have teams changing engine manufacturers.
Yep.
Next year is one of the biggest shuffles of the deck since probably the introduction of the hybrid engine, I would say.
Yeah. Are they getting rid of DRS next year too?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I agree with.
Smaller car, DRS, ground effect era is done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good and bad things. Good is, like I said, the biggest regulation change since the 2013 regulation changes when they switched to the full-on hybrid engine, and we saw what happened when that happened. So I'm just hoping that there's not another 8 or 9 year dominance by one team that jumps the gun on the regulation change. As much as I would love to see Ferrari have several good seasons, Charles get a couple championships, Lewis to get his 8th, I don't want to see them win every single year. I don't want to see Mercedes win 7 years in a row or Red Bull. The only way to keep people invested in this sport is I listen, on a biased note, of course, if Leclerc won 4 in a row, I'm not complaining. But the sport as a whole is going to be a lot better if year to year, weekend to weekend, you don't know who's going to win.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited for next year. I think everyone is excited. Honestly, it's kind of getting down to the point where I feel like a lot of people are kind of like, can this season just end and we can go to 2026? Because, it's going to be Oscar, Orlando. Yeah. There's no... They could not race for the rest of the season and probably still win the Constructors title.
Yeah. The only thing you're looking for is who's getting second in Constructors. That's...
Exactly. Exactly. And even the Lando Oscar race, Oscar wins one more good win under his belt and makes that gap, it's going to be rough for the kid for Lando. So, overall, Zandvoort, great weekend. Got into an FIA tangent there.
Yeah, well,
let's get into our favorite segment. There were a lot
of FIA decisions today that just...
I know.
So
I know.
I know. It's happy
and there's more to come.
Yeah. I was happy to didn't downpour rain. I was happy there was a little drizzle, some stuff happened. I didn't need... it's been raining at almost every race. I like it.
I would have been down with a little drizzle.
So, but next is Monza. Love Monza.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. It's a great track to get depressed at. I love getting depressed at every track.
Yeah.
Some more than others. But Monza especially, I love to get depressed at.
But when it's
And
good there,
I can't wait to watch our boys in red fuck it up next week. Oh,
well,
man.
it wasn't entirely.
No.
Charles didn't fuck it up. Lewis kind of fucked it up.
You fucked it up.
Charles didn't really fuck it up.
In Ferrari news today, what the fuck? Second weekend of the team scoring 0 points.
Yeah. Get an exorcist.
Awesome.
Get an exorcist. Fucking, I don't know what needs to be done, but douse everything in holy water.
Dude, they literally need an exorcist, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know where to begin. Watching Lewis crash into the wall after he comes back from the break, he seems like he's really collected himself. He said, you know what, I needed the time off.
Yeah.
This is a harder transition than I thought, but I'm happy. Even when he qualified 7th, he was still in high spirits. And honestly, he had me sold. Then to watch him fucking crash today was so disheartening.
Yeah, dude, it hurt.
And to watch Fred kind of rationalize it in his head, it's really tough to watch.
Yeah.
I think if he doesn't get on the podium once this year, it's going to be his mindset going into next year has got to be rough. We're saying it's going to be very different, but it's going to be hard to.
Yeah, because I mean, he had the sprint win early on in the season, and then after that, that's
another sprint podium,
5th or 6th.
His sprint podium and a sprint win. That's pretty much it. I really thought he was going to get it in London, in Silverstone, but and he would have finished ahead of Leclerc and tried it if they didn't get DQ'd. But it's hard to watch. It is hard to watch, and it's not like a super sharp decline. Every driver crashes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like people aren't saying like Lando should retire.
Yeah.
Because when he crashed into Oscar, but Lando's not 40.
Right.
And Lando doesn't cost $60 million a year.
Yeah.
So that one was tough, but that's on Lewis. Charles, if you want to take this away.
I mean, just got GTA spun out. Like, what do you do there?
I know.
He was on the racing line. He was out wide, and
I know.
Kimmy came in at such a bad angle. He's being a little over optimistic on trying to like get ahead there.
Mm-hmm.
It was just tough. But I like that he posed for some pictures in the grass after, and
dude, like always, he looked incredible over there on that fucking hill, dude. He looked great.
And
he's just a photogenic person.
The camera crew knew exactly what to do. He was sitting on that hill, and then the cars were coming back. The race was still going. They're like, we're gonna go with him, boom, and you're gonna see the cars coming, and then we're gonna follow the cars. Yep. And I was like, all right. I liked it.
I think that Formula One as a sport understands that Charles Leclerc is the face of the operation.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? People want to see that face. And to be honest with you, I'm glad he took the helmet off so we could all see its glory.
Oh, yeah.
It was weird because did it not seem like Charles wanted to continue the race after his wing got ripped off?
Oh, no, he was trying. He was going to try to rip that thing back and go make it to the pit lane. Like,
because let's say he continues. There's a virtual safety car to get the debris off the road, potentially a full safety car.
Yeah.
He goes in. There's a chance he still scores points,
Oh, yeah,
I think that Ferrari as a team was just so checked out at that point that they were like, just retire the car, dude. Like, we don't even want to deal with this.
I don't think he was getting it back to the pit. He would have had to go so far. There was no getting that back. The tires were gone. The wings gone.
Yeah. It would have been I'm glad though that he wasn't just immediately like, fuck this.
Right.
He was like, yo, what can we do? You know, because like he said, up to that point, the car felt great. And who knows? In another universe, maybe he catches Hajar.
Yeah.
Or was Hajar behind him at that point?
No, I think
Hajar was in
I
front.
think Hadra was still in front.
Either way, we'll never know because Ferrari fucking Ferrari today. And now we get to go. Don't they just love setting us up
They
for
do.
some excitement? They're like, hey guys, I know our home race is next week. So we want to make sure you guys are not, the bar is set nice and low.
There's
You know what I mean?
no expectations.
It's only up from here. We scored 0 points this week.
Yeah.
So if we even make it in the top 10 next week, we can go, hey guys, hey, it's better than last week. We did this for you.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder if they'll bring some upgrades.
Fucking hell.
I feel like they usually do. They usually bring an up. No.
No way, dude. I think that all the teams are done bringing upgrade packages for the year.
Yeah.
At this point, there's no. All your time and resources should be devoted to the 2026 car at this point. It's not a close enough race to warrant developing a new up, unless there was upgrades already in the pipeline that haven't come out yet.
Like, if something was already started like weeks ago or something, or months ago, and it's gonna come in now.
Maybe, but I seriously doubt it.
Yeah. Well, we'll get. What's your prediction for Monza?
Charles Lewis 1-2. No. That would be sick. I think Lando's gonna make his comeback next week. I think that he loves to botch some shit, and today he didn't botch it. No offense. I think when he has a tough ass week, Lando does come back swinging. I think his biggest fault is that when he comes back swinging, he just doesn't continue swinging for an extended period of time. He'll come back super strong, and you'll be like, "Damn it, Lando's just as good as Oscar."
Yeah,
but Oscar's just always there, bro.
Yeah,
always. Rain, shine, or other, he's there. But I do think Lando wins in Monza. Closely followed by Oscar Piastri, obviously. I want to wish that Charles can pull off a miracle next week.
I mean,
but
maybe.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna say, unfortunately, that George Russell will be rounding out the podium next week.
I'll never, dude. I hope he fucking.
I don't wish it.
I
am an objective analyst, and I think I think that's my prediction. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think Lando's going to come back next week, and I think he's going to win it. I'm going to say Charles at 2. He does get on the track, does a one stop again, maybe.
He does. He pulled off a miracle last year.
Exactly. He did it one stop and pulled it off. I think he could do something similar.
Bring the black race suits back too.
I'll put him at 2.
Those are so cool.
I'll put Oscar at 3. And then I'm going to put Russell at disqualified before the race even starts.
That's your favorite place for him, dude.
Yeah.
Well, honestly. And let's keep Kimi far, far away from Charles. Yes. Because he has a fucking death wish.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's a good prediction. Honestly, I love Oscar. I do. I kind of hope he doesn't score that close to Lando.
I want
the race
Lando,
is closer.
I want Lando to close the gap. Honestly, I wouldn't even hate it if Oscar maybe has a rough day and gets like a 5th or 6th or something.
That's what I'm saying. Make like a real gap.
Yeah, like something that's
never want anybody to crash.
No.
But I think it's only fair if his engine fails next week.
Right. Well,
we get this race back on track, dude.
He's gonna get a new engine because they usually do the engine swap for Monza, and they waited, and Lando's was unfortunate, the one that didn't make it. So
it sucks. The most consistent car on the grid is the one that has an engine failure. The car that has no tire degradation at all, brakes that seemingly never overheat, and an engine that fucking massacres every other team.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that that's the car that's going to have the first engine failure.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first of the year, but the first of the front runners, you know?
Yeah.
I agree with you, though. I think Lando's going to win in Monza. I like the idea of Charles on the podium, but don't give me hope. Don't do that. Oh, man. Well, any other thoughts on Zandvoort? Oh, one other thing. Lewis got a 5 fucking grid place penalty after the race for some bullshit on the fucking formation lap, dude. It's like they can't just let this man die in peace.
Again, stewards, how to take the formation lap? It got decided after the race, after he crashed. Like, how did it take that long to dish that out or something?
Let the man rest in peace. He fucking crashed out of the race.
Yeah. Because they could have just given him
and
a
you saw what it was
penalty.
For?
What?
Yeah. You saw what it was for, too?
What was for?
Did you see what the penalty was for?
Speeding, right? Going too fast?
Yeah, but they said that he did his percentage of slowdown wasn't high enough. There's a double yellow on this one turn of the formation lap, and they wanted you to slow down a percentage of, I forget, like 40 to 50% or something, and he slowed down like 25%. And they were like, "Oh, he wasn't like recklessly driving. He wasn't like right up next to somebody. He wasn't overtaking. Like he literally just didn't slow down to their liking." It's an absurd penalty, and especially for a 5 grid place drop for that.
Yeah.
After the race that he just crashed out of, dude. If I was Lewis, I would be fucking. I don't know, dude. I'd be taking a shit on the fucking front porch of the FIA building, dude. It's insane.
They're ridiculous. That's crazy.
That's crazy, dude. Come on.
Something
Let
that
the
would
man
just
race.
be like a 5-second penalty during the race.
Yeah.
And you're gonna 5
place grid drop? Bro, he didn't stab a baby. Damn. That's crazy. So it doesn't even matter. Even if Lewis wasn't going to get pole anyway, but it doesn't matter. He's basically like now he has to
he
drive on the fucking back foot.
I mean, it's going to be tough.
Sure.
I mean, I think at best he could qualify like 4th, and that puts him at 9th.
And you're still driving from fucking 9th.
Yeah, so.
You know? Sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my last little point.
Yeah. All right. Well,
so that was Zandvoort.
It's a good track.
Yeah.
A lot of fast pace to happen at this track. Should be good overtakes, I think.
Monza is consistently a great track. Look forward to it every year. Hopefully next week we have actual good news to give. But congrats to Oscar. Congrats to fucking Isaac.
Yeah.
Max got on the podium his home race too, so can't complain there.
All right.
Well,
we'll see you.
You've been swaddled, swooned,
and
coddled. Welcome to FormulaSons. We'll see you guys next race.
Peace.